All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, Randy Gibson Golf. Just following up on the duels. Kind of posted this morning. It was kind of nice, that I think it took them a little bit longer to get it uploaded because they were going to do the edited version this time. Which some people were like, oh, they wanted to see it live. I honestly, looking back on it, I like the edited version a little better. Still not perfect. I think this is the first time they actually did one of these bigger events, not live, and had an edited and then posted to one channel. I think that format is probably the best way to do it, to make it easier to watch and better to watch. I'm not as concerned with. I think the PGA Tour should probably take some cues off of this because you really got to see the personalities kind of come through on the other golfers. With the pairing like a tour player with one of the creators. I think that format is a little better to watch because you get the best of both worlds with really good golf with the personalities that kind of come through on the creator side, and it allows the tour players to really kind of shine through and probably a little bit more relaxed environment, almost like they would be on like an individual when they come in and do like Bob Does Sports, Grant Horvat, Peter Finch, Rick Shields, all of those guys do that. Michael Morris, and I think that's the format to do it. Almost like the winner of it is almost like a secondary, and it's just good to watch if you enjoy golf, obviously. But I really like the format. It was a little better. I think it was worth the wait. I know a lot of people were getting impatient because they wanted to, see. I think this was a great way to do it pre-tournament. Have an edited version, post it on either a Saturday or Sunday. Allows people that are home, especially usually the people are on the weekends that enjoy the golf. So I really liked it. And George coming through finally. George Bryan, he's always in the mix in these things. It seems like one, he's really good at golf. He's probably one of the most, between him and Grant, the most consistent on the YouTube space in terms of skill and just being consistent with how they play. So I enjoyed it. It was really fun to watch. Let me know your thoughts. What did you think about it? I think it's good to see Rick Shields a little bit more involved in these, especially the that's kind of his wheelhouse, is the super competitive, like tournament style, which I think he openly admits he's trying a little more here lately to cut through that. But I think in this format, that was perfect. And to have Bob Does Sports on like the commentary, and Mad Jack, Bust Jack I think that was perfect because, in my opinion, outside of the majors, the PGA Tour golf commentary can almost put you to sleep. A lot of times it does for me. Like I take a solid nap if the kids let me during those. And I think this format, if the PGA Tour would listen, man, I don't know, they're so stubborn. If they would listen and allow this, they wanted to, how do you tap into the younger audience and this and that. Literally, all the YouTube golfers have already done that. The format's there. They know how to do it. Let them show you. Let Wesley, George, Grant, all these great YouTube creators, they've laid the foundation. It's right. It's right there. Just do it. Just let them take you there. And in this format, you could really see the tour level guys shine through it. Oh man, Dustin Johnson. You hear the sound difference when Dustin Johnson hits a driver and then everybody else hits a driver. It just sounds and looks different when you see that compared to like when they're all good. Grant, even George is closer. But then when Dustin Johnson comes up and just hits a bomb, it just sounds different. Like I was like, oh my God. Like every time it was just right down the middle, so that was pretty cool to see. Fat Prez, always one of my fan favorites. He's out there always. He made the last putt again. Seems like he waits till the last hole to start singing some putts. But I thought it was great. I think Grant and Phil were great. Obviously, Phil is kind of his wheelhouse space nowadays too. But I really do. I think this is the format going forward. Probably tweaks here and there as the more often they do this. But to do this a couple of times a year, maybe before the big majors or before some of these bigger tournaments. And I hope the PGA Tour doesn't start like trying to sanction or not let the creators get, because that would be the worst thing they could do is try to not let the Grant Horvats, Peter Finch, Rick Shields, Brian Bros, They know how to do all this. They know how to make it work. They know how to make it look good and let the tour players kind of shine through. Let them do it. Like, it drives me insane. The answer is right there in their face, and like, it seems like they just try to ignore it. Like, there's a big hoopla when Wesley's in the tour events. They almost don't show him most of the time, which is kind of crazy. I don't know if that's intentional or not. It seems like it, because there was a couple times he was actually in contention. But I'd love to see Wesley on some tour events. I'm not sure how that's going forward. It doesn't sound promising, but honestly, I watch outside of the majors. I watch YouTube golf. Obviously, and I think it's better to watch. Bob Does Sports is great. It's kind of the more entertaining side of things, but they know how to do it. Their production team is second to none, especially those top guys with Bus Jack, Bob Does Sports, Peter Finch, Rick Shields, Grant, Brian Bros. All those guys are top of the line production. So for the tour to not embrace that, I think they're just missing the boat, which wouldn't surprise me because it seems like they missed the boat on a lot of things. The only way it seems like anything does good is if Tiger's involved. If not, then it just sinks. Just saying, just throwing it out there. Well, that's it. I thought it was a great fun to watch. Glad George got a W with Sergio. Kind of got a raw deal on the lip out at the end there, but it was great to see. But let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts on it. If you like the format, if you liked it being edited, if you didn't like it being edited, if you like seeing the live version. I like the edited version a little better. But yeah, looking forward to the season opening up here in the next couple of weeks for me here in the Northeast. And looking forward to more golf. Thanks. See you later.